Yo, what's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back, welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman for this Saturday, December 10th, 2022. This is the post-fight show for Lopez versus Martin. And we'll also talk a little bit about Warrington versus Lopez. But we're going to get down into the card that just wrapped up, and that was Teofimo Lopez was shown to be a young fighter that needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of work, people. I don't know what to say other than the young man cannot box. He cannot box. And in this sport, when you're going to fight at the top level, you need to have a semblance of boxing skills to get you through circumstances that do not allow you to do what you're comfortable doing. You have to find a way. And on this night, I wholeheartedly disagree that he won this fight. The mere fact that they made it a split decision victory, with one card having him running away with the score and the other card having Sandor up by a point, indicates something very fraudulent about the sport. And ESPN, Top Rank Boxing, should be ashamed of themselves, especially seeing that we saw earlier in the day a fight that showed us something totally different. Yeah, the Warrington Lopez fight
from the UK in Warrington's hometown. I believe it's Leeds, England. We saw Josh Warrington against Luis Alberto Lopez in a highly closely contested bout lose his IBF featherweight championship. And Warrington is a better fighter than Teofimo. And they could not give Warrington that victory because he was outboxed and outfought by Alberto Lopez. In this fight tonight, Teofimo was outboxed and outslicked by a veteran fighter and southpaw, one that he does not know how to fight a southpaw. He was dropped twice in a 10-round bout, not a 12. And they gave him a split decision. I don't need to pontificate about corruption in the sport of boxing. But Bob Arum, take your shitty diapers, your matchmakers, and you all get on the next thing smoking, and we'll send nukes. Because you really stunk the joint up tonight with this. I cannot speak with much more calmness as I am being as reserved as I can at the very moment. This is a shame. We saw this same man upset a better fighter than Teofimo Lopez and Mikey Garcia. The same man. And they give this kid the fight. On what accord? And to further speak of corruption with ESPN and Top Rank, how about the fact that they keep speaking of this man, this boy? I'll call him a boy. He's definitely young enough to be a young son of mine. They're referring to him as a former undisputed champion. Somebody wake me the hell up as to where I slept through that part of history. Please. Tell me what I missed. Can you do that for me? I'll wait. What part of history, people, did Teofimo Lopez become an undisputed champion? The last I checked, even Vasily Lomachenko, who he defeated, was not undisputed. Huh? Am I correct? I mean, come on. We got people out there that like to correct in the chat all the time. So please correct me. Help me get it straight. Because I am at my wit's end. Just as ESPN would show Lomachenko on the screen with an undefeated record, where history tells us that there was a gentleman by the name of Orlando Salido that he faced early on. But magically, ESPN, in their hype of Vasily Lomachenko, erased that loss to simply tried to sell this man who's not even an American fighter, who hasn't even fought one day on pay-per-view, what's really going on here? This man was on an 11-fight win streak. I'm looking at the monitor right now. I've got the sound muted. I would like to hear his audio, but I'm doing the show with you guys right now. But he had won 12. He won out of the past 12 fights. He had won 11 in a row before tonight. And according to me, he won 12 in a row because Teofimo Lopez did not win that fight tonight, people. He was knocked down twice. Couldn't land shots. He was missing, winging, lunging. When you leap, you get your pockets picked. Where did he train for this fight? At a bungee jump convention or something? Because he was leaping his ass off for 10 rounds and found himself on the canvas a couple of times. Are you kidding me? I rank this kid right up there with Tyson Fury, with someone who has a problem with substance abuse, both he and his dad. That's not an accusation. People can look into that. And they're finding favor with him. He's being coddled and protected for God knows why. He's not good. He can't box. There was no jab. There was no cutting off the ring. There were no combinations. There were no body punches to set other things up. He looked like a glorified amateur in there. And he accused Sandor Martin of running. When Sandor finally ran, it was within the last 10 seconds of the fight, because he was mocking him. Sandor had footwork. Our brother Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar, used to say, a boxer without footwork, it's like a blind man without a cane. R.I.P. to Kurt Sugar. Rest in power. I don't like when the sport finds favor with these personalities who have nothing to offer within that square jungle. But they have all of this mouth service for social media and all of that. Their names turn up in police blotters and news updates, family issues, relationship issues, law and order issues, and they promote the hell out of this. What they protecting this kid for? If any of you think he has a chance against Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, who's due to face eventually one of these years Jack Catterall in a rematch, or even Catterall himself, you've got your head twisted on backwards. There is no chance and if they want to keep him on the air so he can do backflips and things like that, well, the circus, the last time I checked, was over in Australia. Let him take his ass over there and perform his acts, because he's still, last time I checked, haven't beaten George, right? Refused to rematch George, right? Who won the unified championship away from him. Not the undisputed, the unified championship. So where the hell, out of what asshole did they pull undisputed? I'm still waiting for someone to write that in the chat for me and explain. King Vonnie, William Old School, Cheese All Out Fitness, Underground Asylum, Lord Sweat Real, C99, Rashid Rourke, Todd Swindle, Snacks B, Shumay, Theseus GQ, Alvin Davis, Flawless Mentality, Teach, aka Learn, The Messenger 215, Jared 011 Green, Shower Allah, 704 Joe, Mr. Mechanical Thomas, Bronx, Thoroughbred, Thrill Hill, Great Vibes Ray, Junior, FRM 919, Raymond Hughes, John Pounds, Gnarly Ray, Dank Father. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. G5 Gabe in the building. I appreciate everybody that's coming in. What we have to understand about what's going down here is Top Rank is looking to keep people afloat, whether they're good or not. That's cheating the public. That's cheating the sport. Upsets help the sport. They don't drive the sport, but they help the sport. You know why? Because when someone is upset, they have to do what's called a reevaluation of their career, their path. They have to reassess their actions, what went wrong, and go back to the drawing board to come back better. When you continue to pass people on in life and not hold them accountable, you have like what you got in the White House right now. You have what was in the White House the last term. And all those people that work in the cabinet. No accountability. but effing everything up 8 ways from Sunday. To the degree that people began to make their own truths. You think I'm lying? Do you remember alternative facts? That term, alternative facts. You saw alternative facts play out in the decision of that fight this evening. It is freaking ridiculous. And it has to be spoken on, exposed. You call it for what it is. Sandor Martin is from Spain. English is not his first language. But he came over here and he performed like a professional on short notice, by the way. Salute to the brother Drew Titan, LLC, in the building with the super chat. He says accountability is like poison to the people who are really the walking dead. Absolutely. Absolutely. Followed up by the brother Thomas Bronx, the thoroughbred, in the super chat. He says, salute Stormybman. I think T.O. is mentally cooked. He really don't want to fight anymore, in my opinion. Salute to you, Thomas, and thank you for your super chat, both you and Drew Titan. We appreciate your support. But how about this? He never could fight. He had some victories. And some people, like Richard Comey, cooperated with him and made him look good. But anyone with any semblance of ability, Nakatani, even Vasily late, because whatever reason Vasily didn't fight for the first 6 rounds or 7 rounds, for whatever reason. Bozo Circus and Sandor Martin. These people all performed against him, with the exception of Lomachenko, as professionals, and got the optimum out of their abilities against him. So, this is the second time he got a horrible decision, because Nakatani beat him, people. He did. And you remember his comments after that fight? Well, I'm never fighting a tall guy again. But see, ESPN and Top Rank and Bob Arum, your day is coming. God be witness to these words. Your day is coming, because you are directly at the center of everything that's wrong with the sport of boxing today. Ed Hearn is a horrible promoter. I apologize for that interruption there. There's something going on with the internet tonight. But he often messes up by putting his fighters in where they get upset. His matchmaking isn't the greatest. But I will say this. his fighters have to step it up or they will lose. Now, the one thing that he'll do is he'll put rematch clauses in fighters' contracts. But Bob Arum pulls these games, and then the fighters are not held accountable. Lopez is not going to be held accountable for this foolishness. He did not win that fight tonight, people. How many times are we seeing on certain networks, ESPN, the worldwide leader in bullshit, doing this to fighters who really come up and try their best to perform? The worst part of this is, in the past, typically, a fighter could get the benefit of a bad scoring when he has something on the line, like when Oscar De La Hoya had a fight on the line to face Bernard Hopkins, and he was given a poor decision in a fight that he did not win. And then he got knocked out by Hopkins when he did fight him. But boy, what was on the line for T.O. tonight? Those bullshit thrift store belts that we saw him holding on to? Last I checked, Cambozo's removed those from him, right? So why is he entering the ring with belts? Everybody on the card tonight had a belt or a couple of them and are not world champions. Now, we could get to the heart of why ESPN is so corrupt, because they call themselves selling you championship fights. In the meantime, the world champions are elsewhere. The last I checked, Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney is the undisputed lightweight champion of the world. Xander Zayas, the last time I checked, Jermell Charlo is the undisputed champion of the world. Big Baby Anderson, the last time I checked, Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury have the heavyweight championships in their possession. Where did you all get those second-hand, third-hand thrift store belts from? The network? Get the fuck out of here! When Marvelous Marvin Hagler was the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, he came to the ring with two belts, the WBC and the WBA. Eventually, it was just the WBC for Marvin. And politics led to the other belt being vacated. But you would never see another man walking around with some kind of strap thrown over his shoulder when Hagler was the world champ. Because you would look like a damn fool. And that was when society had better common sense. Watching these clowns walk around with straps thrown over their waist and their necks and their backs. And they have 6 people in the entourage, and there's 6 of them carrying some kind of thrift store title. From where? And I don't say this condescendingly. I say it with passion. Because who in the hell are they trying to fool? You, the viewing public? You reserve the right to watch quality boxing. But every fucking boxing match is not a world championship fight. And you have guys like Andre Ward and Tim Bradley sitting there watching this foolishness. Bradley mentioned tonight on air he finally got the call for the Hall of Fame. So he'll be inducted. By not saying what needs to be said, it depletes the quality of you as men who are former world champions participating in this sport. So now I have and reserve the right in good consciousness to listen to what you say and challenge it at every freaking level that I can. Because you've shown me that you've been bought. But you bled for yours in the ring. What happened? And you guys co-signed to this foolishness? I got a poll question up here that's asking if Big Baby will become a heavyweight champion. Now, I'll admit, he appears to be a very good prospect that is turning into a contender. But from what I saw tonight against Mr. Jerry Forrest, and Jerry Forrest is not a knockout puncher. He's not a top brand heavyweight or anything. But he put some hands on Mr. Big Baby. And if that be a real contender or a champion, Big Baby may need a change of a diaper. You understand? If you guys don't see what's wrong with Andre Ward and Tim Bradley, like I said, you got your caps twisted on backwards. You can't sit there idly and just observe the bullshit and be a part of it. You have no integrity whatsoever. Do you guys remember Teofimo Lopez showing up at Canelo Alvarez's fight with those belts and stepping up next to him to take a photo, carrying all those damn belts? But Canelo was actually undisputed. But here he was unified, but he had all the same belts that Canelo had. Who the hell gave him all those belts? Because last time we checked, Devin Haney kept the WBC belt that Teofimo vacated and gave up, Vasily, vacated and gave up so he wouldn't have to face him. And our brother Drew Titan had this great little meme that played the music. One of these guys is doing his own thing and he's got the damn belts. It's fucking ridiculous. Which is why it was so funny every time Drew would play that clip, because it's like, dude, it's ridiculous. Who does that? I just mentioned Marvin Hagler a while ago. Could you imagine Tommy Hearns or Sugar Ray walking up to him in his press conference and standing there smiling, holding their own undisputed belts? Man, Hagler would slap the taste out of their mouth. You cannot convince me that this is okay. I will do a video on this. This boy has sat up and talked about Devin Haney and said god-awful things about Haney and his dad, disrespectful things, and has accomplished nowhere near what they have. And the next time his dad decides to show any type of integrity as a human being will be the first time that he would touch the outer rim of what Bill Haney has wrought. But you got to get out of rehab first and stay out of the damn liquor store. Huh? T. Hunt, nobody here gives a damn about that guy. I'm sure there may be somebody out here talking about him, and you can go wherever they are, but you won't hear him spoken of here. I'm pleased to disappoint you. Goodbye. In the co-main feature, the heavyweight fight between Jared Big Baby Anderson and Jerry Forrest was a slugfest, to say the very least. Early in the first round, Forrest wound up with a left and smacked Anderson upside the head that made Anderson say, uh-oh, I got me one here. And Anderson opened back up on him. For a moment, it was a little bit of back and forth, but because Forrest, though he's a heavyweight, he didn't pack the bombs that was necessary. No. You just created the ultimate no. Goodbye. See ya. I think not. Fuck out of here. Your ass got 1 subscriber. So what kind of troll account is that? But you over here. And the last time I checked, I got like 230 something views over here in this live right now. Sick my duck. But you over here. Why? And who is y'all? Huh? The last time I checked, the channel says Stormy B Man, not Stormy B Men. Huh? So who you talking to? You ain't welcome here. Nobody here is serving up shit sandwiches. Rodents, be gone. There be exterminators here, and I lead the pack. Always some kind of parasites out there trying. Huh? Trying. Why? Keep telling you people, hey, it ain't no game over here. No game. Look at the page. Look at the content. Huh? I can stand on this brand. And the brand will stand on you. Nothing about what goes down here reflects ignorance or lack of intelligence. Nothing. And get a real fucking name. I know when you ain't got no daddy, huh? They have to invent something for your ass. Well, I've got a great suggestion. Bastard. It fits. My family that's over here, you guys know I ain't for no damn bullshit. But I'm always on 10 when they think they can come in. Huh? You see, I was the first to get him, right? Oh yeah, I'm a multitasker. I can hold session and put my foot in asses at the same time. Yeah. Now, I was talking about Big Baby and Forrest. And just reiterated what needed to be made clear about who was not welcome to be spoken of here. Didn't even say the name. And someone unwise, unschooled, uneducated thought that they would come in here with their pants down, huh? Sagging. And you know how that is spelled backwards, right? Ain't no sagging over here. Salute to Snacks B out there in that super chat. We appreciate you. He says, big bro, keep giving us the real. Salute. Salute right back at you, Snacks B. Some people think it's a damn game, don't they? So Big Baby took the fight to Forrest. Forrest opened the door and Big Baby stormed through that bad boy. He went all upside Forrest's head and everything. There were several instances in that first round where I thought that Forrest was going to be saved by the referee. But the ref must like punishment. A sadist. He allowed him to get pummeled to the bell. But even the doctors were taking a look at Jerry in between rounds. Huh? And as the second round began, Big Baby went right at him again and was all upside his head and everything till the dude just crumpled over and the ref had to jump in. It was great to see. it was great to see because Big Baby is a finisher. Definitely. He's a finisher. Yeah, I called it teach, aka learn. I called it because KQ was calling the fight, and I wrote it in this chat. I was like, dude didn't even know the fight was over. He was like, they stopped the fight? He didn't know. Huh? He had no idea. Yeah. Salute to my sister Shawa Allah out there in that Cash App. She says, for the cook, tired of watching robberies, Sensei. Yeah, we all are. We really are. You know, which is why I spend a moment to really express the sentiments that I know that you all feel. You know, I know you guys feel the same way, but we have to express it. We have to speak out it. We have to put it out there, and we have to hold those journalists and broadcasters responsible for sitting there like they don't see what we see, especially when they're former fighters and world champions and Hall of Famers. Maybe we should just refer to them as Hall of Shamers, huh? Because it's a shame that they carry themselves as they do. B-Hop, De La Hoya, Ward, Bradley. Shameful. Now, what was interesting was to hear Big Baby after the fight call out all the guys. He must have been watching Stormy's channel because he called out some of the same names that I said in a broadcast a little while ago that he needs to face these guys. I mentioned Zhang. I mentioned Hergovic. I mentioned Dubois. I mentioned Joe Joyce. These are the kind of guys he need to get his butt in there. If he's so good, get in there and fight him. It's not that I want to see you lose. No, that is not what this is about. This is about seeing you fight quality opposition. And if you defeat them, great. You become better. You become greater than who you've defeated. You have to see these guys fight quality opposition. If they're not going to face quality opposition, they may as well get the hell out of the sport. Lewis Hinton, you're absolutely right. He took some shots tonight. And I wonder what there had been if he was fighting against somebody who could crack. One of the guys he should be chomping at the bit to get in the ring with is Danny Dubois. I think he'd murder Danny Dubois. But Dubois would have a puncher's chance if they got the swinging on each other and Dubois connected on him like this kid did tonight. You know, then somebody will be getting up off the floor. But I do believe that if Big Baby went down to the floor, he would get back up and try to continue to fight. I do believe that. I'm not saying he's incapable of doing something, fighting back. That's right, Jose. It's the only way to tell how good they really are. There's some things that Big Baby is missing big time. But you know what? I'm not going to talk about it on the air right now because it's up to the guys who get paid the big bucks to figure that out. And I'm going to enjoy them trying. Because I think there's enough fighters out there who have poor trainers. They're not going to solve that puzzle very easily. But I can solve it. But that's okay. He's 23 years old, like Learn says. And there are opportunities. Let's get it, as y'all say. Yeah. Man, I tell you. Now, earlier, not going to talk about Keyshawn. Not going to talk about him. Because that was a snore fest. After he talking all that crap that he talked, he better get his ass back in the gym and start working on some stuff. That other guy from the facility where he works out and trains is rubbing off on him a little bit too much too early in his career, and not in the most positive of ways either. I said it. Going back to the Warrington Lopez fight. What a fight that was. Give me a second, William. I know you got your Kleenex and your lotion ready, but just give me a couple minutes to talk about Warrington and Lopez. Listen, I know that Josh Warrington's plan was to come in there and bully Alberto Lopez and push him around and show him who's boss because he was in his hometown and everything. But a couple of punches to the face in the first round changed all of that foolishness for Warrington, because either Alberto broke his nose or just busted it real bad, and Warrington knew, this might be another Lara type situation. I better be cool. I never seen Warrington keep his hands up for a whole fight like he did tonight. And what that tells me is that, man, that damn Lopez can punch. Maybe even more than Lara, because he throws from unorthodox angles and everything. And did you see the left hook to the body that he was hitting Warrington with? I know Warrington had brown stains in his shorts when the fight was over from those body shots. I know it. And his power was going through Warrington's guard. So Warrington started using that head like he's known to do. He did it against Lara in their rematch, and Mauricio was complaining. But man, he was spearing him so much, he just kept hitting him with his head until he got the fight stopped on cuts. But he couldn't really get away with all that against Lopez because Lopez was so unorthodox. His head was never really on center line enough for that to take a full effect. Only when they got in the clinches, and at those moments, that's when, Lopez was able to turn his head to the side or something like that, which led to him punching Lara in the back of the head a few times. But I'll tell you, that damn Lopez can punch. That Lopez, I said Larry, I meant Warrington. I'm sorry, Warrington punching Lopez in the back of the head. But man, that damn Lopez can punch, y'all. So those knockouts that he had, that stuff is for real, man. Listen, you guys, there is a true rivalry developing between UK fighters and Mexican fighters. And you can thank Matchroom and Ed Hearn for that foolishness, because they are starting to really set it off. Mexican fighters are starting to find their way over there to Matchroom and become world champs. It's hilarious because they trying, right, to be like world titleists, but they get in the ring and they find out. Because I did a pre-fight breakdown of this fight, and I said it in my video. It's on the page that if Lopez's punching power is for real, we could see another Lara type situation. Now, Warrington was smart. He kept his guard up. He fought, defensively responsible. But this damn Alberto was punching through his guard and punching to the body. Some of those body punches were resounding, bro. They were like fat, like when a guy hits the bag in the gym. That's how it was sounding. Even when they gave the final decision, Josh Warrington didn't even look that disappointed. That's how it's a telltale sign that a dude know he got his ass whooped. Hey, when they announced it for Alberto, because I thought they were gonna give it. I thought they were gonna steal it from Lopez. But when they announced Lopez as the winner, Warrington was like, wow. It was a good fight, man. It was a good fight. I might watch that again before I go to sleep. A damn good fight. Yeah. I see you guys laughing. Yeah, it was a very good fight. Now, since William already had his pants down around his ankle, I was going to talk a little bit about the co-main event of that fight card, where IBF Bantamweight champion Ebony Bridges took on Shannon O'Connell. And that was a great fight for the women, man. Let me tell you something. I've been singing the songs on the women boxing since the first of the year, man. And I caught this particular broadcast because KQ wasn't calling this one. So I caught this particular broadcast on the brother Boxing Wave's channel. Salute to Boxing Wave. He's got a very nice channel. The brother does good boxing content, and he's a very intelligent brother as well. And I had written in his chat, I said, hey, Ebony Bridges, she's pretty, but she's a warrior. She will go to war. She's like Arturo Gotti or Sean Porter or something like that. She's of that ilk. And Shannon O'Connell found that out the hard way. The hard way. Salute to T-Bone Boxing out there in that super chat. He says, salute Stormy and chat. Salute to you. Appreciate your super chat donation. Man, in the first round, Shannon was boxing very well, and she caught Ebony with a couple of sharp shots, you know, stiff hooks and right hands. And Ebony was coming in, you know, aggressively, and she was throwing this nice 1-2, but she was falling in behind it. And she decided by round 2 to turn the pressure up on O'Connell. And that pressure is exactly what I knew was coming, because Ebony is not afraid of contact. If you see her when she's not fighting, she look like one of them ladies that might be doing OnlyFans or something. The way she dresses and everything. And I know William saw her at the weigh-in. She was wearing some of Victoria's Secret's finest, huh? At the weigh-in. Yeah. William had to wipe his screen off. But anyway, let me tell you something about Ebony, man. She started wading in and putting that pressure on Shannon and had her down on the canvas in round 3. And she started putting the fight to her. She totally made Shannon fight her fight. And you know how the ladies put their hair in those braids, right? They braid it back. Man, by the time the fight was over, Shannon's braids was all lopsided. Man, she was all over Shannon like a bad suit, man. And she was strong. It's like, man, she put that pressure on that lady and she was banging her. I was like, whoa, look at her go. Dude, she beat the crap out of Shannon. She did. She wore her down. All of that excessive pressure and punching behind it. And she was hitting her with a damn good 1-2. Those right hands was hitting. A couple of times she hit Shannon on the chin and I was like, oh, she about to go, because her legs buckled and everything. Man. But I remember when she fought, who was that? Was that Katie Taylor or something? She fought somebody and her eye was swollen like Josh Taylor's. And she was at the post-fight press conference just smiling, and she was like, let's do it again. The lady is tough, man. She is a true fighter. She is not a punk. And I've been singing her praises ever since then. So when I saw her tonight, I knew it was just going to be a matter of time. I didn't do a video on her this evening, before this evening's fight. But I'm going to do a video, post-fight video for her, because Ebony ain't no joke. So for those that think, oh, she just a pretty face or something. That girl kicks booty, huh? And brings booty. Big time. Big time. So that was a damn good fight, man. A damn good fight. I like what she brought. You know what I mean? I like what she brought. And I know William enjoyed that. Look at Eric R. Now, Eric, what is that supposed to mean? Why would you put eggs and apples in the same cartons? if Teofimo and Devin don't get some teachers in their corner, they are too young to look the same each fight. Spoken like a guy who still needs a few lessons in boxing. And that's okay, because you're in the right place to get them, Eric R. Don't step away now, because you had the courage to write it. Have the same courage to hear the response. Yeah. 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 See, the thing about Devin is in that kind of position now that it's going to require someone to bring his talent out. Devin is the kind of fighter, he can fight one way, but it's up to you to get him not to fight that way. And he'll adjust to whatever you do. See, that's what you guys don't realize. Floyd used to do that. Floyd would fight one way, and if somebody get a hold of that, and then he'll switch it up and start doing something else. That's a seasoned boxer. That's the reason why a number of guys don't want to fight him, because they are limited. His limitations haven't been discovered yet, because the talent around is so limited itself. That's why a fight like between he and Shakur is going to be a very good fight, because those men will present challenges to one another that no one else around them can present to them. Yeah. I'm not calling for that fight at the moment. They may have their day when they face one another, but it need not be now. Eric R. But Teofimo can't box at all. At all. So,
I don't think you're good enough to avenge your master.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, when you say these things, you got to be able to know why they are and be able to solidify, stand on that. I would never, ever put Teo and Devin in the same box. Why you think that Teo don't want to fight Devin? Devin wants to fight Teo.
Me kill a nobody like you, no. Could ruin that good reputation of mine. Bend down, you little squirt. Crawl between my legs. Go and clean crud and piss holes.
Yeah. William says, Stormy, if you watch T.O.'s father, the look on his face he had didn't think that T.O. won. Of course because he didn't. Huh? All he could see was how much crack he wasn't going to be able to get if they dropped that fight. Huh? Eric R. says, I feel like Devin Haney will need to bring a lot more to the table because at 140, I need to see what he is going to do when that jab isn't enough to keep guys his size or bigger off of him. Have you ever thought that he's going to be stronger at 140 because he's a growing young man? That cutting the weight to where he is right now, it may be time for him to go ahead and move up. It's exactly what Shakur did, right? So, give him some kind of consideration. And as I said, he got a damn good jab. That's the first thing that you put in the toolbox to put yourself on the winning track. But getting into a bigger body, going up at a higher weight, there will be benefits. And there's not a lot of guys at 140 that can box like he boxes. So, as I said, he will get up there and get the opportunity because somebody's going to try him. But ain't nobody walking him down at 135. Interesting.
You know, I guessed that you would be the only one who would dare to come here. You've got courage.
Y'all think I ain't ready? You think me? I ain't ready? That Sensei moniker ain't for naught, huh? It ain't. Yep. You're welcome. You feel me, G5? You feel me? Man, I think they think I just roll out the bed and sit here in front of the laptop and be like, let's see what we're gonna say.
This is Sparta!
100%, as they say in the UK. 100%. Yeah, Shower, they squeezing down. Oscar did that. And some of the people, they don't talk about it because they think they're running game. But I've been talking about it. I call it they're facing at artificial weights. Be careful, Eric. I detect a little bit of cynicism in your remark. The clips might be right up your wheelhouse, but we can always put them somewhere else. Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Cause I left your ass blowing in the breeze. Shh, why don't you ever.
Look here, man. It's getting late. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock for some others, and even later than that for others still. Got a call-in show to do in the morning. So I'm going to get ready to wind this down. But I appreciate everybody that came out tonight, man. The super chats. Huh? Even had some new faces in here. Y'all think I ain't noticed, but I noticed y'all. Huh? I noticed the new faces and names in here. And that one I threw out of here, I noticed him too. Huh? I don't know what he was thinking, what type of climate he thought he was walking into, but we bomb first over here. Huh? So y'all make sure you be on your P's and Q's, cause I drew so fast on that even the wrenches didn't even catch on. So just know I be ready, huh? I like that though. I like when they try to come in and be disrespectful like that. Told you guys I'm like Martin. You know, Martin, he throw people out. That's what I do. I throw people out. I'll come up in somebody's house and start some mess. How you gonna come in somebody's house and be disrespectful, man? No, Eric, you didn't get an F plus. You just gave me an excuse to run off some clips. I like to have fun with you guys too. I told you that before. It's like, you know, see, people who don't hang around, they don't know these things. But I got a sense of humor. But I also take it serious when somebody come in here and they try to be disrespectful. You know, because you know, how you gonna come in and be talking, making a remark like what was made with laughing emojis and all? Get the fuck up out of here. You ain't welcome up in here, huh? That's on the real. Shit. I gotta work on my language, man. The old me is starting to come out in my conversation of expression like that. That's not good. But sometimes you gotta let people know where you coming from. you know. But yeah, gonna get on up out of here. Peace to everybody out there. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, the rest of the weekend, Sunday, huh? And shout out to the mighty LDBC. And we gone. Peace.
To this day.